Alright, got things cleaned up, packaged up, oiled up. Got my heads up there. We'll sell that stuff. Laid out all nuts and bolts and all the different crap, and I need to put it back together. So the crank moves real good. Pistons move around in there good. There's no slop in the pistons. They're pretty tight. In fact, they're real tight, nice and snug. So I don't think I have any worries there. And so we'll start the assembly. Finally got the Mendiola here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. They call this the SDR5 Stage 1. I got this one with the 411 final drive in it. I'm not interested in 200-mile-an-hour car. Got no business doing that. I enjoy, quick bursts from 0 to 100, that type of driving. So, and I live right next to a 2.5-mile road course, so I'm sure this thing is going to be on a road course once in a while. So that ought to be pretty fun. Really nice looking piece. Beautiful. It's going to look really good in that engine bay. They clearanced out this for me for that clutch. It's a pretty wide clutch flywheel setup. So this is all set up to bolt right into for an LS motor. Use Porsche CV joints right there, and it's got a Dana track lock limited slip in it, and they only rate them for like 400 horsepower or so, but I'm sure it'll handle that upgrade on that motor pretty well. I'm not going to be exactly abusing it either, so. So I can't remember if I've showed this part, but there's the block. Got it pretty much gutted, except for the bottom end in it. And it's going to be dropped off to an engine builder. Let them take it apart the rest of the way and look at it, clean it up, clean out the oil galleys and stuff, look at the cylinders, look at the rings. Cylinders like brand new. I mean, like zero, next to zero evidence that it's even been ran at all. As far as the rings. But there are some little scratches here and there on these cylinders. Maybe something, maybe no big deal. I can't really get any of them with a fingernail. So I'll move the camera around and see if there might be an angle we actually can see that. And then as far as the real deciding factor was the fact that all the bearings have had dirt ran through them, and you can probably see a groove right there toward the front. right on the edge of where that oil hole is. Now that you can catch with the fingernail. And you look down and you can see grooves in all of them, little tiny grooves. There was no marks on the cam at all. The cam is perfect. And then with the rod bearing, same thing. So definitely going to get a polish on the crank, definitely going to get new bearings. You know, and the pistons will be pulled out of there, and at least hone the cylinders back up. You know, make sure the rings are good. You know, if not, new rings. So I got to package all this crap up, take it to that guy, and get that done, back together. There's a cap. Hopefully that can be seen, but that's what made me, you know, final decision. That's really not that bad. You know, I can take my fingernail, go back and forth like that, you know, and it starts to leave like a polished mark in there. But, you know, since it's tore apart this far, let's make it good. You know, you can make yourself believe there's grooves in that crank. You know, if there is, they're tiny, tiny, tiny. So we'll get that polished up too.